Do you or your partner have an avoidant attachment style? So the idea with the avoidant attachment style is when you need to have an important conversation about a sensitive topic or something that needs to be discussed, the avoidant person wants to not be near it. The main reason they want to be not near it is usually because they don't know how to handle it, whether it be mentally, emotionally, spiritually. They're not in a position to be able to handle it, right? But to simplify it, how I see it is I feel like they don't know how to control their emotions in that scenario, and they also don't know if the other person that they want to open up and talk to, can that person control their emotions, right? So basically, is it safe for them to open up? So let's look at it like this scenario. If they're going to open up to someone, the person they open up to needs to be a safe person, means non-judgmental. They need to be able to control their emotions. They need to be empathetic. They need to be intuitive. They need to be easy to talk to, right? So the person basically needs to try and understand them without judging them and stay calm. That's the idea. So let's say that one partner can do that and the other person's still being avoidant. The person that's still being avoidant is usually because they have unhealed memories that link to them being not safe in that same scenario. Let me explain what I mean. So if it is you that is the avoidant, I want you to try this. So big breath in, big breath out. Okay, think back to the most recent time where you were avoidant in a certain scenario. Right, so think back to that moment, and then in your imagination, go back into that moment. So you're reliving that moment. And notice what you're feeling in your body, right? Is there a fear? Is there a frustration? Is there an anxiety? Is there some kind of feeling that links to you not wanting to do it? And just notice where it is. Notice what it feels like. Is it tight? Is it pressure? Is it heavy? Is it stress? Just notice what it feels like. And then I want you to repeat this. Say, negative emotion, show me the memory when I first started to feel this negative emotion. Right, and just notice what it shows you in your mind, right? So basically the emotion that gets triggered is now tracing it back to the first time when you started to feel that negative emotion, right? It's going to show you a memory. And just notice, is the memory showing you a time with either your current partner or a previous partner, or it could even be in your childhood, that when you spoke up, the other person was not safe to talk to, so you got in trouble for speaking up? So they said, be honest, and you were honest and then you got in trouble? Or you tried to tell them something and then they emotionally reacted? Right, so just notice that the memory you're seeing is most likely a scenario of you opening up to someone and it's basically not safe for you to open up to them. So that's the moment. What we're going to do now is we're going to heal that memory. So what I want you to do, imagine that the person you were talking to in that memory, imagine they were already the healed version of themselves. I know they weren't, but imagine they were a full healed version of themselves. How do you think they would have handled that situation differently if they were fully healed? Right, so imagine they would have been calmer. They would have been more non-judgmental. They would have been more empathetic. They would have tried to understand your side of things before they gave their side. Right? And if they were more like that, how do you think that would have made you feel instead? You would have felt calmer. You would have felt more relaxed. You would have felt more ease in opening up. Right? You would have felt more trust. You would have felt more confident to say what you wanted to say. Awesome. So now what you do is repeat this. Say, negative emotion, I have no use for you anymore. Leave my body now. Right, and just notice that the negative emotion that you had that was triggered, notice that it's either dissolved completely, like it's fully released, or it's gotten smaller. Right, so if it's fully dissolved and released, then the process is complete for you. If it's gotten smaller, we're going to repeat the process again. So I want you to say, negative emotion, show me the next memory that made me feel like this. Right, now it's going to show you another memory, either with your current partner or a previous partner or something else that happened early in life. I'm going to do the same thing. With that memory, imagine what the other person should have done differently. Right, so if they reacted to you, imagine they listened calmly. Right, if they made you feel like you're in trouble for being honest, imagine they praised you and encouraged you for being honest. They're like, thank you so much for being honest with me. I know that must have been hard for you, but now I understand. All right, and they may get a little bit upset or disappointed in what you told them, but like, that's okay, because now I can now heal and work my way through it. Right, imagine they dealt with it more like that. If they had have dealt with it more like that, how do you think that would have made you feel instead? More confidence open up. You would have felt calmer. You would have felt more relaxed. Awesome. So now what I want you to do is I want you to imagine yourself in the future with your current partner, or with a person that you know can do that. So imagine yourself with someone who you can talk to openly, and they'll respond calmly. They'll be non-judgmental. They'll be empathetic. Can be your partner, can be a family member, a friend, someone from work. But just imagine yourself talking to someone that can do that, and imagine how that makes you feel. Right? Notice that same feeling. I feel calm. I feel more relaxed. I feel like it's easy to open up. Awesome. Repeat this. Say negative emotion. I have no use for you anymore. Leave my body now. And so you will notice that the negative sensation is either fully dissolved and released, or it's gotten smaller again. If it's gotten smaller again, repeat the same process. So you'd say, show me the next memory, and go through that process again. But you can see where I'm going with it. All right, guys, leave some comments. Give me some feedback. Let me know if it's released or what's popped up for you. If you've got any questions, I hope this has been helpful. Enjoy the rest of your day and take care.